Hey, welcome to UK Wildcrafts. So blackberry vinegar is a really good way of preserving the lovely flavour of blackberries all year round. And if you want to swap up the fruits, wild cherries or raspberries can also be used, and they make really good fruit vinegars too. So to make blackberry vinegar, first you'll need to go out and pick your fruit. Exact amounts don't really matter with this recipe, but I'm using roughly 1.5 kilos of blackberries, half a litre of red wine vinegar, and you can use a small amount of sugar or honey. You don't want it to be sweet, but just enough to take the edge off the acidity. So I'm using about 100 grams of caster sugar. Put the berries in a tub and break them up to release the juice, either with the back of a spoon or with clean hands. Then cover with the vinegar and place on a sheet of baking paper to keep them submerged. Then hide the tub away in a cupboard and leave it for a week. The vinegar mixture has been left to infuse for a week. And now we need to strain the liquid. If you have a chinois, then pass it through that. If not, use a fine meshed sieve and some muslin. I'm just going to pass the liquid through this. It's much quicker and easier doing this in 2 steps. First, tipping the liquid in and passing that, and then tipping the berries in and then squeezing them through. If you try doing it all at once, it can be a bit messy. So I find it much easier doing it this way. So you want to get as much of the liquid out as possible, so we're just going to lift up the edges of this muslin cloth and squeeze out the liquid. Now we squeezed all the liquid out of the berries, and we're left with this nice dark vinegar. And you don't even have to waste what's left of the berries here. You can dehydrate these and use them for sprinkling on yogurts and stuff like that. Now you can use this vinegar just like this, but it's much better if you reduce it slightly. So in a saucepan, just put it on your stove. So what we want to do is put it on a high heat and bring it to the boil. And once it starts to boil, like this, we'll reduce the temperature down medium-low temperature and just let it simmer. And this is when we add in the sugar or honey. And just give it a good stir until it dissolves. It should take about 20 minutes to half an hour to reduce, and you want it to reduce down by about a quarter. So when that's reduced by about a quarter, take it off the heat and allow it to cool down. Once it's cooled down, you want to pour it into some clean bottles or jars, and you want to store it at room temperature, and it should last for years. And you want to stick a label on it so you don't forget what it is. So this blackberry vinegar makes a really good salad dressing. It's got just the right amount of acidity and it's got that lovely blackberry flavour. If you save some of the blackberry vinegar, something else you can do is put it back on the heat and reduce it right down so it becomes more of a syrup. This syrup goes great in drinks or on ice cream. Also makes a really good glaze for meats like venison.